Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, and thanks so much for joining me today. So we're going to do a reaction to the high school track and field state championships where a transgender girl is running in the heats with girls. It's getting to be a little bit ridiculous at this point. Now, that being said, I do believe trans people should have the right to be wherever they need to be. But I also believe that there needs to be some form of system in place, as well as the fact being that biology matters. It literally matters in this situation. I don't understand how we're even in this space, other than the fact that trans people trump everyone else when it comes to anything about fairness or spaces or anything that has to do with anything. If you're trans, you just get it. And I disagree with that as a trans person. So before we move forward, I just want you all to know this is going to be a little bit much, but that being said, I just want to say thanks so much for joining this channel. Thanks so much for liking, subscribing, just watching my content. It makes me happy. And I hope that you all see that I'm really just trying to build bridges here. And I'm trying to bring us back to some sense of reality, because this stuff just shouldn't be happening. This person's name is Aayden Gallagher. And Aayden Gallagher, I think, is a 10th grade person who is trans, which means they're a biological boy who's transitioning to live their life as a girl, but they're still a biological boy. I don't care what anybody says. That's the reality of it. So let's watch this first race here. I think it's the 200-meter state championships. Here we go. Listen to this. Lane 4 is Esther Jones of Roosevelt. Lane 5 is Sophia Castellano of Embury. Esther Jones of Roosevelt. People are booing. That's the part that really isn't something that I think is okay. Now, let me say before I move forward, I was a track runner as a girl and in high school, and I made the state championships, and I was a pretty big time runner. I was sought after many people. I was sponsored by companies. I was on my way. So I have a little bit of a personal kind of space here. And as a female athlete, we would have never tolerated this. This is not, remember back in the day when they had steroid usage and they would test you? Well, if you don't know, they did. And it was because when you take hormones, it changes your whole system. Hello, look at me. And it gives you, especially a female taking testosterone, which is called steroids. Back in the day, many athletes were doing that. I'm pretty sure they still do, but we had a thing called testing, and that was for a reason, because the testosterone gave you an advantage as a female. So you were not allowed to take steroids because of that. This is basically the same thing, but the trans girl isn't taking the steroids. The trans girl has the steroids built into their body. We don't know how long this person has been transitioning, or I don't. I tried to find it, but I couldn't see it. And as far as I'm concerned, not long enough. And for sure, they have an advantage. You just saw it. That's an advantage. They just blew the girl right out of the water. Now, it's not a huge, doesn't look like a huge time difference, but within a 200-meter race, that's a big time difference, okay? But I don't care about any of that. I don't even care if Aayden Gallagher lost, okay? But the fact that Aayden won that race, it's not fair. Biology matters in these situations. Who said it best? I think April said it. She said, bodies compete, okay? Identities don't compete. Bodies compete in sports. And there has to be some level playing field. This is not a level playing field. Of course, we want trans people to enjoy their lives. And of course, we want trans people to participate in all of this. Duh, that's a given. But the thing is that we have to make it fair for everyone, not just some. Okay, so if there's only one trans athlete, I'm sorry, guess what? You might miss out. That's the problem with what's happening today in the trans space. We're not being honest to these young people. If you choose to transition, you're going to also choose to miss out on certain things. You don't get everything you want. Nobody does. Why would trans people just get what they want just because they're trans? That's not the reality of the space. And we're lying to Aayden. The fact, I think it's Aayden. Yeah, it's Aayden. I wrote it down because Aayden, because Aayden won't get everything Aayden needs for the rest of their life. And if we're just letting them think that they're going to get everything for transitioning and running in these races, they're going to move forward in the world. And when they don't get what they want, how are they going to act? I also found this tweet here that says, Amy Alcon wrote, the fastest female sprinter in the world is American runner Allison Felix, a woman with more gold medals than Usain Bolt. Her lifetime best for the 400-meter run is 49:26. Fast, okay? Seconds. Based on 2018 data, nearly 300 high school boys in the U.S. alone could beat it. So that in itself says a lot. It basically says boys can beat girls. There's always going to be that rare girl that can beat boys. I was kind of one of those, by the way. But that being said, that's not a level playing field. And I'm not sure why we're in this situation. I'm not sure why we're acting like it's completely normal. And okay, what about all the girls out there who are going to miss out on being first, second, and third because a trans girl is now going to dominate the whole space? What about them? How come nobody cares about those girls? You know how hard you have to work to make the state championships? It's insane. You have to live, sleep, eat, everything is track. I know because I did it. I would be so pissed right now if that was me and a trans girl was in my race and beat me. I'm not kidding. I would be so upset about that. It is not fair. Here's the last thing I want to show you from Riley, and she's showing you this shows you the 400-meter race and how just easily this was won. Look at that. She's just striding. The trans girl's just striding across the finish line. Wow. Just wow. It's upsetting, really it is. We need to have a real we need to really take care of this before all these girls miss out, and it's not fair. So guess what? When you're trans, you don't get everything you want. And this is not okay. This is not fair, okay? It's not necessarily cheating because the law says it's okay for the trans person to do that, but what I do believe is this, that trans girl does not belong in the race with these girls. And that's just the reality of the situation. You are faster, stronger. Your biology is different. It's the reason why we have girls sports here and boys sports here. And we are not teaching the world what used to be called sportsmanship, okay? That's called sportsmanship. If that trans girl decided that she didn't want to do it and that maybe she would feel a little bit bad about winning that and she gave her trophy to the second place winner, that would be amazing sportsmanship, my friends. Thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate you all just hanging out with me and watching my videos. And I appreciate you always sending me the emails and asking me to react to certain things. So thanks for this one. I appreciate it as well. Have an awesome, beautiful day, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.